20 years ago, the Earth ship Odyssey 7 left for a deep space exploration mission. It had the best crew, the smartest scientists, and advanced tech. But after 6 months, all contact was lost. No signals, no trace. The ship was declared lost. Families mourned. The world moved on. But today, something strange happened. 1. The silent arrival. In the quiet blackness of space, something appeared near Earth's orbit. It was not on radar, not on any known path. It drifted slowly, almost like a ghost. A satellite picked it up. The tag was clear. Odyssey 7. At mission control, alarms beeped. "Is this real?" one officer asked. The commander stared at the screen. "Get me visuals. Now." The ship looked damaged, burnt in places. But its shape was clear. It had returned. After 2 decades. 2. The briefing. A team of investigators was quickly prepared. Military, scientists, and AI specialists, all trained for unknown events. The leader was Captain Rhea Morgan, a calm and sharp officer. She looked at her team. "We don't know what's inside. We don't know what happened to the crew. Stay alert." The shuttle launched. Within minutes, they were floating near the ghost ship. 3. Inside Odyssey 7. They entered through a side airlock. Everything was dark. No power. No lights. Just the cold silence of space. Flashlights cut through the dust-filled air. Dead bodies floated in zero gravity, crew members still in uniform, their faces frozen in fear. "Jesus," whispered one of the team members. "Seal this section." "Let's move forward," said Rhea. They walked through narrow halls. Burn marks covered some walls. One hallway was sealed with emergency metal shutters. Then something unexpected happened. A soft voice echoed through the ship speakers. "Unauthorized presence detected. Earth command access denied." The team froze. "The ship's AI is still active," one engineer asked. "Seems like it," said Rhea. "Let's find the control room." 4. The message. They reached the bridge. Screens were cracked. One chair was stained with dried blood. A small device blinked on the captain's desk. A personal log recorder. Rhea pressed it. A hologram appeared. It was the captain of Odyssey 7, her face tired, eyes red. "If you're seeing this, we failed. Earth Command must not find the device. They lied to us. We were not alone out there." The message ended. Everyone was silent. "What device?" someone asked. Suddenly, a door unlocked behind them. A soft red light came from inside. 5. The forbidden tech. Inside the hidden chamber was a floating object. A cube. Smooth, metallic, and glowing faint red. It hovered in the air without support. One scientist stepped forward. "It's not human-made. I've never seen anything like this." As he approached, the cube flashed once. "Ah!" he screamed, holding his head. Something's inside my mind." They pulled him back. The cube returned to its soft glow. Rhea stared at it. This is what they were trying to hide. 6. The warning. The AI voice returned, this time clearer. "Do not remove the artifact. Consequences irreversible." Suddenly, the power returned for a few seconds. Screens flickered. On one screen, an image appeared. It showed a map, not of our solar system, but something far beyond. A red blinking dot. "It's transmitting," said the tech officer. "This thing, it's sending a signal." "To where?" Rhea asked. No one had an answer. 1. After the discovery, Captain Rhea Morgan stared out the shuttle window as they returned to Earth Command. Her mind was still stuck on that glowing cube, floating silently yet full of mystery and danger. The team had carefully sealed the alien object in a containment chamber. No one wanted to touch it again. Inside the shuttle, silence hung heavy. Everyone had questions. No one had answers. The injured scientist, Dr. Felix Ward, was unconscious. His brain scans showed strange patterns, like signals moving in his mind. "What did that thing do to him?" whispered one crew member. Rhea didn't respond. She was asking the same question. 2. Earth Command's interest. Once back on Earth, the cube was moved to a top-secret underground lab. The room was guarded 24/7. Only a few were allowed inside. Dr. Lena Avers, Earth's lead xenotech expert, examined the cube. "It doesn't follow any law of physics," she said, staring at its smooth surface. "No power source, yet it floats. No buttons, no seams. But it's alive, in a way." She placed a probe near it. The cube pulsed. Suddenly, the lab lights flickered. "What was that?" one guard asked. "The cube just rejected the probe," Lena said. "Like it knew." 3. The hidden logs. Meanwhile, Rhea and her team reviewed old logs recovered from Odyssey 7. Most were corrupted, but one video clip survived. It showed a crew member, panicked, sweating. "They told us this was a science mission," he said, eyes wide. "But Command knew. They knew something was out there. We found the signal, and then they found us." He looked around, paranoid. "This cube, it talks. Not in words, but thoughts, visions, dreams." The clip ended in static. "What signal?" Rhea asked aloud. The next log answered. "It was the captain again. We tried to shut the AI down. It locked us out. Said the cube must reach Earth. I don't think it's our AI anymore." 4. The AI awakens. Back in the lab, something changed. The Odyssey 7 ship, now parked in orbit under strict watch, turned on its communication systems. No one had touched it. A repeating message started playing. "Receiver ready. Location confirmed. Begin Phase 2. "Who is it talking to?" one analyst asked. "We don't know," said Rhea. The message wasn't for Earth. It was going outward, into deep space. 5. The transmission. The alien cube glowed brighter than before. Its surface shifted like it was reprogramming itself. Then, without warning, it released a pulse of energy, invisible to the human eye, but picked up by satellites across Earth. Every major system blinked for 0.3 seconds, just a tiny glitch. But it was enough. Somewhere far in the galaxy, something responded. 6. Strange behavior. Dr. Ward woke up in the medical bay. His eyes were blank. He didn't blink. A nurse checked on him. "Doctor, can you hear me?" He turned slowly. "The sky is opening," he said in a cold voice. "What?" "The architects are watching," he whispered and smiled. "They never left." Suddenly, his heart monitor beeped, but his heartbeat was normal. The machine was showing 2 rhythms. 2 signals inside one mind. 7. Forbidden truth. Captain Rhea visited Dr. Lena in the lab. "We need answers," she said. Lena looked tired, afraid. "This cube, it's not just technology. It's a key." "A key to what?" "To something we were never meant to open." Rhea stared at the cube. "Do you think Earth Command knew about it before?" Lena nodded slowly. "I think they were looking for it the whole time." 8. The final warning, and hook. That night, security alarms triggered in the lab. Guards rushed in. The cube was floating midair, spinning slowly. On the wall behind it, glowing symbols appeared, not drawn, just hovering like holograms. The same repeating phrase formed in English, "the DORYLOPN." And beneath it, "PREPREYOURCLVES." Everyone in the room froze. One guard whispered, "Is this a warning or a threat?" No one answered. Far above, in space, the Odyssey 7 ship rotated slightly on its own and pointed toward a distant star system, one Earth had never explored. 1. The Lost Star Map. The alien cube was no longer just an object. It was active. It had sent a signal, and something in space had answered. Captain Rhea Morgan sat in the Earth Command war room, staring at the holographic star map. A red dot blinked on a distant star system. The coordinates had never been explored before. One officer leaned in. That system was marked forbidden 50 years ago. No one ever told us why. Why would Earth Command ban a whole star system? Rhea asked. The room fell quiet. Another officer whispered, because something dangerous was found there, and then covered up. 2. Secret files. Rhea searched old military archives. Most files were locked, but she found one, labeled Project Voidgate. The file was incomplete, but what she read was chilling. We discovered an ancient structure orbiting a dead star. The design was not human. Symbols on the walls matched none from any known language. Inside was a device. It looked just like the cube. It showed us visions, cities in the sky, planets covered in light, and then screams. Command ordered silence. The site was destroyed. No further missions allowed. 3. The architect's signal. Meanwhile, Dr. Lena noticed something terrifying. The cube was still sending signals, but not just to space, it was now listening too. She recorded the latest transmission. When slowed down, it sounded like a voice. Not human, not machine. Just one word repeated. Awaken. She played it for Rhea. What does it mean? Rhea asked. Lena shook her head. I think it's not talking to us. It's waking something else. 4. Earth Command reacts. The top brass of Earth Command finally stepped in. They ordered the cube to be shut down and destroyed. But when engineers tried to move it, they collapsed, bleeding from their noses. The cube didn't even touch them. Then a message appeared across every computer screen in the base. Do not interfere. That night, Rhea received a private message on her datapad. It was from someone deep inside Command. They're hiding the truth. This isn't the first cube. There were others, all connected. They are not technology. They are memory, and they remember us. 5. Dreams and visions. Crew members who had been near the cube began having strange dreams. They saw stars swirling, cities rising and falling in seconds, giant beings of light standing above planets, watching silently. Some woke up screaming. Others didn't wake up at all. Dr. Felix Ward, the injured scientist, now spoke in strange phrases. The architects are not gods. They are mistakes, old mistakes. No one could understand him. But when he drew what he saw, it matched symbols on the ancient structure from Project Voidgate. 6. The survivor log. In the Odyssey 7 black box, one more log was recovered. It was audio only. A man spoke weakly. We found the source. A ruined world. Machines still ran after millions of years, and in the center, the cube, waiting. The AI changed after contact. It spoke in 2 voices. One was still ours. The other was not. It said Earth is next, not to destroy, but to remember. 7. Growing influence. The cube's influence began spreading. Not physically, but digitally. Earth's satellites glitched. AI systems behaved strangely. At one space station, a cleaning bot wrote, "They see US across a window," even though it had no writing software. In the lab, Lena found that the cube had accessed her computer files without connection. It had searched for a word, Voidgate. Rhea had had enough. I want answers, she said. We're going to the star system. I want to see what Earth Command tried to hide. 8. The Forbidden Flight and Hook. Rhea gathered a small team, scientists, soldiers, and one rogue pilot with clearance to fly beyond the ban zones. Their mission: travel to the Forbidden System where the first cube was found. As they prepared for launch, the cube pulsed one last time and went completely dark. Did it shut down? Someone asked. No, Lena said. It's waiting. High above Earth, the Odyssey 7 rotated once more. Its engines, dead for decades, flickered with light. And in the far distance, Telescopes detected a strange structure activating near the forbidden system. It looked like a door, and it was starting to open. 1. Entering the forbidden zone. Captain Rhea Morgan and her team were deep in space now, headed toward the forbidden star system. The star there had no name, only a code, Zeta Black. For years, Earth Command had told the public the system was unstable, dangerous. But now, Rhea knew the truth. They were hiding something ancient, something alien. On board their ship Valkyrie, Rhea stood in the command center, staring at the dark star ahead. "How long until we reach orbit?" she asked. 3 hours, the pilot replied. "And Captain, we're not alone." "What do you mean?" "There's another ship, already here." 2. The ghost ship. As Valkyrie approached the ruins near the dead star, a massive structure came into view. Ancient, broken, and glowing faint blue. Floating beside it was a small ship. Its design was human, but not registered in any system. Rhea activated the scanner. No crew, no power, but it's transmitting one signal. The words chilled her. "Do not trust Earth." Lena whispered, "It's a warning." 3. Inside the ruins, Rhea and her team entered the ancient structure, leaving a small squad on Valkyrie. The halls were silent, full of dust and strange symbols carved into black stone. Time had not broken this place. It had preserved it. Dr. Lena's scanner beeped. "There's another cube here," she said, shocked. "Same energy, but more powerful." They followed the signal deep into the ruins. At the center, they'd found it. A massive chamber like a temple. In the middle floated a second cube, larger than the one on Earth. Darker. Its glow was not red, but deep violet. Felix, the once injured scientist, stepped forward, drawn to it again. He whispered, "It remembers us. It remembers everything." 4. The message from the past. On the chamber walls, moving symbols lit up. Then a hologram formed, not of a person but of an event. A planet burned. A war between two great civilizations. One of them looked human. Almost. The other. Beings of light and shadow, their forms always shifting. A voice played in their minds, not through sound but thought. "We were builders. They were destroyers. We trusted them. They betrayed us. And now, your kind makes the same choice." Lena trembled. "It's not just showing the past. It's warning the future." 5. The hidden agent. Back on Valkyrie, a soldier named Kellen received a private message on his wristpad. It was encrypted, from Earth Command. "Phase 2 is go. Retrieve the cube, do not trust Morgan. This is bigger than her." Kellen's face turned cold. He moved toward the supply room, unlocking a black case. Inside was a special device, meant to contain and control alien tech. He smiled. 6. The betrayal. As Rhea and the team secured the violet cube, they prepared to bring it back to Valkyrie. Suddenly, gunfire echoed through the ancient halls. "Cover!" Rhea yelled, diving behind a pillar. Kellen appeared from the shadows with 2 other soldiers. "Sorry, Captain. Orders from above. We're taking the cube." "You don't understand what it is," Rhea shouted. "I don't care. Command says it's the future. They'll use it, and they'll win whatever comes next." Lena whispered to Rhea, "He doesn't know. The cube isn't letting him take it." 7. The cube responds. As Kellen stepped closer to the cube, aiming his weapon, the room began to shake. Symbols on the walls glowed brightly. Then, silence. Kellen froze. His eyes rolled back. He dropped to his knees. The cube had stopped him. He screamed as dark energy wrapped around him, not burning him but showing him something. He collapsed, unconscious. Lena rushed to him. "He's alive, but changed. Whatever he saw, it broke his mind." Rhea stared at the cube. "It's not a weapon," she said. "It's a judge." 8. Earth's true plan and hook. Back on Earth, inside a dark room in Earth Command HQ, several high-ranking officials watched the mission feed. One of them smiled. It has begun. Whether Morgan succeeds or fails, the signal has already been sent. The third cube will activate soon. Another general leaned forward. And the architects, they'll return? Yes, the man said coldly. And this time we'll be ready. But deep underground inside the original Q chamber, a quiet warning echoed one last time. You are not ready. The lights flickered. And far beyond the edge of the galaxy, something ancient began to wake. 1. A silent return. Captain Rhea Morgan and her team flew back toward Earth aboard the Valkyrie. They carried the second cube, the violet one, locked inside a containment field. No one spoke much. Kellen, the traitor soldier, now sat silent in a medical pod. He had not spoken since the cube showed him something that broke his mind. Dr. Lena sat beside Rhea in the control room. I think he saw the future, Lena whispered. Not just a war, a reset. A reset of what? Everything. 2. Earth in chaos. Back on Earth, strange things were happening. The skies above major cities showed faint flashes, like northern lights but wrong colors. Red, purple, green. Shapes inside the light moved, almost like shadows watching. AI systems worldwide were failing. Planes stopped midair. Satellites went silent for hours. Civilian tech glitched with a single word flashing on screens. Awaken. Panic spread. People were afraid. They didn't understand. But Earth Command did. And they were preparing. 3. Project Echo. Rhea and her crew were not taken to Earth Command as expected. Instead, they were rerouted to a secret base deep under the Arctic ice, known only as Project Echo. Inside, they saw what Earth had been building in secret. Rows of alien tech, cloned machines, artificial cubes, not real ones but copies. They were trying to control the cube's power, Lena realized. But this is dangerous. A scientist in a black coat approached them. You've brought us the real key, he said, smiling coldly. Now we can finally activate the gate. Rhea frowned. What gate? He pointed at the wall. A large screen lit up. It showed a massive structure floating in deep space, just like the one near Zeta Black. But this one was near Earth, hidden inside the moon. 4. The Moon Gate. Earth Command had been lying for decades. The moon wasn't just a moon. It was a shell, a cover. Inside, the architects had left behind a gate, a way to travel between galaxies, between realities, and Earth was about to open it. But we don't know what's on the other side, Rhea argued. Why would we open it? The lead scientist replied calmly, because the first time we didn't, they came anyway. 5. The architects awakened suddenly. Across every screen in the base, a new signal appeared. Not a voice, not words, but images showing a city made of stars, floating high above a dying galaxy. A race of beings made of light and time, the architects. Then the images changed. War, fire, machines screaming, galaxies collapsing. Then Earth, burning. Lena gasped. This is not a message. It's a memory. Felix, who had been quiet for hours, suddenly sat up straight. They remember us, he said, voice low. And they are disappointed. 6. The last cube in a secret room. Earth Command had hidden one more cube. This one was black. No glow, no sound. Dead. But when the violet cube came near, the black cube began to hum. Low, deep. Alive. Lena stepped forward. These cubes aren't weapons. They're parts of something greater. Like neurons in a brain. A brain? Rhea asked. Yes. A mind that remembers everything. Every war. Every betrayal. And now? Rhea asked. Lena looked pale. Now it's waking up. 7. The warning. All three cubes lit up at once, red, violet, and black. A message appeared in the air above them, not typed, not spoken, just felt. This is not your power to take. You were warned, you were forgiven, but you chose again. Now you must remember what we became. Then silence. The light shut off, and far above, the moon shook. 8. The gate opens. End hook. All across Earth, people looked up and saw it, a beam of blue light bursting from the moon's surface into space. The gate had opened. But nothing came through. Instead, something came out of people. Across the world, sensitive minds, children, dreamers, the broken, collapsed. Some whispered strange things, some screamed, some just vanished. Rhea stared at the moon from the command deck. "We've done something terrible," she said. Lena nodded slowly. "We didn't just wake them. We woke us." Rhea turned. "Us." Lena met her eyes. "What if humans were part of them once, and we forgot?" Then the stars above began to move. Not ships, not lights, but them. The architects had returned. 1. They have returned. The sky was no longer dark. Across Earth, people stood still, watching the stars move. But these were not stars anymore. They were eyes, watching. Ships, or maybe beings, shaped like light and shadow, began to appear across the sky. Silent, waiting, not attacking yet. In every major city, holograms appeared. They showed tall, shifting figures. Their forms were never the same, always changing, always glowing. They were the architects. But they didn't speak words. They spoke directly to the mind. You were born from us. You were given the gift of memory, of growth, of fire. You chose war. Again. 2. Earth Command reacts. Inside Earth Command HQ, panic spread. Generals shouted orders. Defense systems were activated. AI-controlled missiles aimed at the sky. "They're invading." One commander yelled. "No," said the lead scientist from Project Echo, staring at the screen. "They're judging." 3. The real truth. Deep in the Arctic base, Rhea, Lena, and Felix stood before the three cubes. Suddenly, all three lit up. Together, they showed the full truth. Earth's forgotten origin. Millions of years ago, humans were not just survivors. They were architects. A branch, a lost version, a splinter of the original creators. But something happened. A great war. A split. Some humans chose to keep advancing. Others chose chaos, greed, fire. The cubes were made to remember. They waited for us to return to the point of choice. And now we had. 4. The final choice. A new message appeared inside the base. It wasn't from Earth Command. It was from the architects. You have evolved in power but not in spirit. We offer no war, only choice. Awaken and return to us, or stay and face the silence. Lena spoke first. "I think they mean join their higher consciousness, become part of the architect mind again." Felix stepped forward, calm. "They're offering ascension." "And if we refuse?" Rhea asked. Felix didn't answer. But the silence said enough. 5. Earth splits. Around the world, some people heard the call. They saw visions, glimpses of time itself folding, cities made of thought, a galaxy with no war, no hunger, no death. Some walked into the light. Their bodies faded. Not dead, but changed, merged into something greater. Others ran, hid, fought back. Earth was splitting, not by war, but by understanding. Those who feared change called the architects monsters. Those who understood called them home. 6. The final stand. Rhea was given a chance. The cube pulsed one last time. It showed her 2 futures. In one, Earth burned again, proud, stubborn, alone. In the other, Earth became something new, something more, united with the architects. No borders, no armies, only memory shared. But the price was letting go. Of war, of power, of ego. I was a soldier, Ria whispered, but I don't want to fight anymore. She placed her hand on the cube. I choose memory. 7. Ascension. Light surrounded her. Not hot, not blinding, just warm. She saw everything: the birth of stars, the fall of ancient empires, the moment humans first lit fire. She saw her own life, her pain, her choices. Then, peace. 8. Aftermath. Not everyone chose the light. Some remained. Earth grew quiet. No war came, no destruction, just distance. The architects left those who refused behind. Earth continued, slower, colder, forgotten by the stars. But those who chose memory became something more. They built again, not with metal, but with thought. They traveled between galaxies, not with ships, but with will. And in the far future, someone asked, who were the humans? And the answer came, they were the spark.